Every state is a culture, and this state's culture needs to prevail, whether you are trying to bring a digital ecosystem into life or you are trying to bring a startup ecosystem into life. Estonian companies know this, respect it, and they work with local enterprises, always. Because you need to understand, if you are building e-government services, for example, the legal context, the language, support and service systems need to be built locally. So we do not bring our product and say, use it. We bring our know-how, we bring our experience, but we listen carefully. What is your state-building culture? What is your objective? What are the achievements you want to see in the next years? And then we work with local enterprises. So in itself, one could say that to enable startup culture, the best way forward is indeed to work with Estonian enterprises, because they always make local digital sector to benefit from this cooperation. Government doesn't do things, private sector does things. What government and parliament do here is they create the legal system which allows new technologies to use Estonia as a sandbox.
Very important part of creating the startup ecosystem is actually having the financing part in place. And it also comes in two parts. One, that there should be it's very beneficial if in very early phases there is a network of angel investors. Typically, angel investors, the best angel investors are the ones that actually are themselves either have been employees or founders of the previously successful startup companies. This is also, I think, something that we have made working quite well, and there is a sufficient number of such investors. And secondly, there is basically like VCs that come to the picture a little bit later when company already has got some of the traction going on.
As much as I would love to say that Estonian startup scene has benefited a lot from a great political landscape, the actual truth is that the biggest contributor has been Skype already more than 2 decades ago. And the fact that people knew that, okay, for software developers, not in somewhere San Francisco or in London, but right here, 1 kilometer in this direction, these guys came together. They had some backing from one Danish guy, one Swedish guy, and they created something that was later sold to Microsoft for 8.5 billion. So that was possible to do not only in London, but also here, right here. So why should I be any different? Why cannot I do a unicorn in the next years? And during my time, the biggest things were basically a taxation of stock options. Before startups emerged, there were no such things as stock options, or they were not very common in Estonia. Thus, we needed a very special legislation that would comply with international standards and would be more attractive than any other country nearby or globally for that matter. Secondly, also related to talent, we did, I would say, quite minor things still. I think we could do much more attracting talent to Estonia. But what we did was we made a special type of visa. So there is, if you are coming to work for a startup, you can get this living permit much easier than it would be otherwise. So all these small things might seem like minor details, but if you pile them up, they actually add up to a very important thing called attractive business climate.